Welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. I'm Carolyn Shearlock, here with tips, reviews, and how-tos for your cruising adventure. This episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Infinity, the most trusted name in woven vinyl flooring in the marine industry. Since 2008, Infinity has offered boat owners premier flooring options proven to withstand even the most demanding environments. Each of their products is equipped with UV-stable fade resistance and antimicrobial technology, giving them both durability and style that can't be matched. Thinking about kicking carpet to the curb? Make the switch to Infinity and see the difference true luxury makes. Use the coupon code PODCAST for 50% off samples. Slow down, slow down. What do you do to stop a major leak in the boat? Either a failed through hull or a crack or hole in the hull itself. Let's face it, if water is coming in, it has to be stopped. Bilge pumps will quickly be overwhelmed. They can buy you some time, and they can get water out after you've stopped or significantly slowed the water down, but they aren't going to save the boat by themselves. I recently watched a couple of great videos testing various strategies for dealing with a hole. You can find these videos on theboatgalley.com by doing a search on water coming in. The link to that is in the show notes, too. Simply put, some of the techniques we've all heard about just take too long to implement, and some others work surprisingly well. A big thing to note is the time it takes to set up the various techniques. It has to be fast, including getting the materials out and finding where the water is coming from. You can do a lot to stop water intrusion with just cushions and odd bits you find on the boat. But a few items designed to stop leaks can come in handy, especially if you have to travel any distance before the problem can really be fixed. The first thing is wood bungs. Soft wood plugs can be pushed or pounded into a fail-through hull, almost like a large cork, and they do a good job of stopping the water. There should be one tied near each through hull, not just near the seacocks, such that it can be grabbed quickly and used in an emergency. Remember to put one on every drain and holes that are normally above the waterline, too. If the boat takes on some water, these could end up below the waterline, and you wouldn't want water to enter here as well as in the problem area. We have them for all the through hulls and a bag of extras also. You can get these from a number of places. If you're ordering other things from Defender, they have good prices, but shipping will eat up the savings if it's not part of a bigger order. Otherwise, Amazon has sets for both large plugs and smaller. Links are in the show notes where possible. Unfortunately, not all podcast apps allow links. If you don't have links in your show notes, go to theboatgalley.com and search on water coming in. The next item is a force bar stay plug. This is a fairly firm yet still pliable foam plug that can be used in through hulls and also in larger hull breaches, including ones with irregular shapes. The base of the plug is 5 inches in diameter. It could probably plug holes up to 4 inches in diameter and slow the flow in larger odd-shaped holes. You can also use more than one of these to fill large holes. They're fairly new on the market. An earlier version had smooth sides. The ridging on the new ones makes them seal better. We have 2 on board. They can be compressed by hand and or twisted a little bit to insert them into holes, but it does take a bit of strength to do so. Again, they can be purchased at most marine chandleries at widely varying prices. We bought one from Defender as part of a larger order, and one from Amazon when we decided we wanted a second one. The third item is the Hull Survivor Emergency Hull Seal. This is a 10-inch diameter circle that can be deployed from inside or outside the boat to cover larger holes or cracks. It almost looks like a frisbee with a line through the middle, although the disc is far more flexible than a frisbee. It uses the pressure of the water outside the hull to hold it in place, and can also be tied in place from the inside and sealed with epoxy from the outside. This is fast to deploy as there's nothing to set up. You can do something similar with a line through the middle of a settee cushion, but it'll take a lot of time to set that up. And remember, speed is of the essence. The Hull Survivor is a fairly new product, and I haven't been able to find any reviews from people who have actually used one. But I like the idea that it's flexible and can be rolled up and then deployed from inside the boat. We have helped with saving 2 sinking boats when we were in the Sea of Cortez, and one of the problems with both is that it took divers to apply patches to the outside of the hull. That takes time. This seems like it would be much faster to deploy, as well as safer, since diving under a boat that's having wave action can cause some serious head injuries. And the final piece of emergency gear is Splash Zone epoxy. Splash Zone will cure underwater or in air and can be applied to wet surfaces with no surface preparation. You can mix it just by hand, and it can be used on most surfaces that boats are made of: fiberglass, steel, aluminum, wood, and even cement. It's designed to be mixed with just approximately equal amounts of the 2 parts. It's perfect for emergencies, so easy. It's good for sealing a patch. I've seen it in action twice where it saved a boat. It comes in several sizes. We carry a ½ gallon. It's on the expensive side, but if you need it, you want to have enough. An important note: Splash Zone comes with a Part A and a Part B held together with a plastic connector. Take this off before storing it, and be careful not to hold a can. It can be a bear to get off, or at least ours was, and it took Dave about 15 minutes to cut it off. In an emergency, you want it now, and you can't open the cans until the plastic connector is off. One final note: we store all of our emergency supplies in an under-the-floor storage compartment just inside the door to the cockpit. In an emergency, you want these supplies in a very convenient place where you can grab them in a hurry without having to pull anything else out. Thanks for listening. If you like the show, please be sure to subscribe in your podcast app. Just search for the Boat Galley Podcast. And reviews are always appreciated. Until next time, then.
Slow down, slow down.